happens when the wildest part of the conspiracy theory comment section gets elected to Congress? You get Paul Gosar. Here's what he said about 2 weeks before Republicans in his state announced they had found nothing but additional votes for Joe Biden in their bogus and expensive audit of election results in Arizona's most populous county.
If we can do that and follow through on this audit, folks, if it's what I've been told, and I had people come to me early hours of the day after, from the Security Exchange Fraud Department to the CIA Fraud Department, that between 450 and 700,000 ballots were altered in the state of Arizona.
First, the CIA Fraud Department. Not a thing. Doesn't exist. He just made that up. If it did exist, safe to say it wouldn't come to Paul Gosar. It's an intelligence agency. It's not a law enforcement agency. But Paul Gosar doesn't let those facts get in the way of his cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs theorizing.
If this audit comes out the way it is, I have to tell you, we have to charge people.
Absolutely.
The supervisors have to be charged. So what I'm telling you, the governor knew exactly what I just told you.
Yes.
And he's still certified.
Correct. Yes.
On January 6th, people did not listen to what I said. What I asked for was a 10-day window to actually do a forensic hand count of the ballots in at least those 6 states, but any state that wanted to get it right. So 6 plus 10 is 16. Inauguration is not till the 21st.
Now, again, Arizona's sham audit produced nothing except more votes for Joe Biden and fewer for Donald Trump. What was hailed as the ultimate proof of Trump's victory should have turned out to be an exoneration of Biden's win for big liars like Paul Gosar. But wait for it, more big lies.
And they made their case really well, I think.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that they weren't given the tools to make a full disclosure. My suggestion is that we actually have some hearings and look over this, but actually set a new election for Biden and Trump before the end of the year.
So he is proposing a new presidential election for Joe Biden and Donald Trump this year. The chances of that are slimmer than a Gosar siblings family reunion. You may recall that he has 6 siblings who have previously filmed political ads for a challenger after Gosar claimed the white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia was a false flag operation. Some of them have called for their brother to be kicked out of Congress. One of Paul Gosar's brothers called him a, quote, traitor to this country and, quote, a traitor to their family. Back to the sham Arizona audit release. On the eve of the audit's findings, Gosar tweeted an anticipatory tomorrow message saying that leftists have worked themselves into a froth to stop the audit. The conspiracy theory peddling here from Gosar's old hat. He previously tried claiming that mail-in voting would lead to a stolen election and widespread fraud, calling it a slippery slope. Newsflash, it isn't. It doesn't. And if it were a slippery slope, well, it's one that the congressman likes to ski down himself. The Arizona Mirror reporting that Paul Gosar voted by mail 8 times over the last decade. On November 4th, he tweeted, quote, don't let them steal our votes. Then he made a giant slalom of the big lie, carrying it all the way to January 6th.
I rise up for myself and 60 of my colleagues to object to the counting of the electoral ballots from Arizona.
Is the objection in writing and signed by a senator?
Yes, it is.
It is.
The insurrection didn't put a damper in Gosar's enthusiasm for the big lie. It emboldened the congressman. He claimed the attack had the, quote, hallmarks of Antifa provocation. The FBI director testified that's bogus. Then, in a fundraising email obtained by the Washington Post, Gosar floated the conspiracy theory that the FBI helped plan and execute the attack. Baseless, of course. Then he attacked Capitol Police by saying they, quote, executed Ashley Babbitt, one of the rioters who was shot when she was climbing through a door just off the House chamber where members of Congress were taking refuge in fear of their lives.
Yeah, it's disturbing. The Capitol Police officer that did the shooting actually appeared to be hiding, lying in wait, and they gave no warning before killing her.
The Justice Department has ruled that the officer will not be charged, and the officer has said he did not he did warn the rioters. He warned them repeatedly, he said. Gosar has since gone on to defend many of the insurrectionists who have been charged.
My constituents demand answers, but the truth is being censored and covered up. As a result, the DOJ is harassing peaceful patriots across the country.
Peaceful. Peaceful, he says. Patriots, he says. Just another fake claim from Arizona's conspiracy theorist congressman who seems to represent the Twilight Zone more than Arizona's 4th congressional district.
I have to tell you, the most concerning thing about this is you can't dismiss Paul Gosar as fringe anymore.
Correct.
That's what's really concerning here, is that it's not the Twilight Zone, it's the Republican zone. It's right in the middle of where the Republican Party is today, when 78% of Republicans tell us they don't think Joe Biden won the election.
Yeah, totally agree. And the other thing is, sometimes you listen to some of the big liars, and you can tell that there are some Republicans who are they're playing along with it. They know they have to say it because it has become a litmus test for Republicans. Or there are some Republicans who think maybe they really believe it. I have to tell you, it's hard with Paul Gosar to know if he doesn't believe it. He's very convincing that he does.
I would submit that it doesn't matter whether they believe it or not. And
Correct.
This is a quote I use
Yeah.
a lot with Kurt Vonnegut. He says, "You are who you pretend to be, so be careful who you pretend to be."
Yeah,
The bottom line is the same effect.
Definitely agree with that.